It's This Week in Bourbon, and the hits from Ludacris don't stand the test of marriage. And here's your headlines for April 25th, 2025. 2 court cases are now battling over the Commerce Clause for spirit shipping. Larrikin Bourbon releases their Rosewater Bourbon. And Ducks Unlimited and World Whiskey Society team up for a new bourbon release. And before we get started, here's a quick word from our partners. Hey everybody, welcome back. It is This Week in Bourbon, another fresh April pre-Derby This Week in Bourbon.
Calm before the storm.
It is. We got one more This Week in Bourbon until it's Derby season, but it feels like it around here.
Yeah, I know. Well, we'll have to figure out recording This Week in Bourbon.
Oh yeah, we're going to be at the track next week, aren't we?
That's right.
And then what about Thurby? Are you going to be at Thurby?
No, I'm not doing Thurby.
So we might be able to just record during Thurby.
We'll do Thurby.
With Thurby.
Thurby recording.
There, you all just saw brainstorming happening in real time.
Yeah, I'm actually going to Derby for the first time in 15 years. Somebody asked me, they're like, do you want first floor clubhouse comped? And I was like, yes.
Is Tiffany going to go?
Yeah.
I heard she's going to be sick. You should probably take your best friend in this business with you.
Yeah.
I promise I won't complain at all the entire day.
Yeah. So
we can stay as long as you want. We can eat as much and drink as much. I won't say a thing about it.
I'll give her some eye drops the night before, like Wedding Crashers.
Yeah. Be like, oh, your stomach. Oh, it's so bad. I'm so sorry to hear that.
Sorry, honey.
I know.
Kenny can go though.
How weird. I already actually had my bow tie on.
That's right.
Well, so the opening was, I can't play this song, but you know Ludacris's "I Got Hoes."
Oh yeah,
all that song. So anyway,
blast from the past.
Yeah, so he came out with a TikTok recently, and it was him dancing to that song. Actually, while he's pouring a bottle from Uncle Nearest, and his wife comes in the frame, and he's like, maybe not so much anymore. So
that's funny.
Yeah, I can't play the song because YouTube would take it down. But that was fun. But I did see that it was, I think it's Fawn Weaver and Ludacris. I think they're pretty much...
They're brewing up something?
They got something going on because first off, I saw Fawn call out Ludacris on social for some sort of challenge or something like that, and he responded, and that was a tagged and collaborative post and had 42 million likes on it or whatever. And then I saw this coming on TikTok where Ludacris is sitting there playing that song and pouring Uncle Nearest, and it had, I think, almost like 1.7 million just likes. And so it had to have probably like 30 million views at that point then.
I don't remember Ludacris's interview with Fred Minnick.
You remember he ate chili
when they were drinking like Michter's Celebration or something.
Yeah.
So, didn't quite take off.
Didn't have the same effect though, did it?
Yeah.
Well, before we get started, I brought something here. Actually, I got something else to bring up before we talk about that. I caught some flack last week because I had mentioned, we talked about Elon Musk.
Yep.
And I'm saying like, I'm not trusting it. By the way, I'm actually a huge fan of Tesla. I was one of the first ones. I put in a deposit on a Model 3. I have a lot of faith in what Tesla can do to change self-driving and everything like that. So don't get me wrong. I even told you I thought the Cybertruck was a really fucking cool truck.
Yeah,
I did.
You did.
So like I said,
it's uglier than hell. But
see, you think so. I just think that it's different. It's fun. It's unique, and nobody else has it. That's what I like about it. So anyway, anybody out there is thinking that like I'm all boohoo, humbug, total whatever wing person. Like no, it's just because I just said one thing, right? And it's not to say that I'm trying to shoehorn more politics. I actually enjoy Tesla as a company.
Me too.
Okay, but here. This is something else. So we talked about it last week. Talked about New Riff and their bourbon ball ice cream coming from Grader's. And what do you know? Yesterday, a package of dry ice with 6 pints of ice cream show up.
6?
6 pints. 3 of the bourbon ball, and then 3 of their traditional black raspberry chip, which they're very well known for.
My kids love that.
So I'm getting ready to dive in. I brought 2 spoons up, Ryan.
All right.
In case you wanted to. But
I have a small bite.
Remember what we talked about last week?
Where it gives me
you might be gone the rest of the
gives me diarrhea face.
Great. All right, I'm going in because you said you already had a bite of this already.
So my kids, I took them to Grader's. They got their black, and I was like, can you just give me, the sample? And they were like, sure. And so I tried. I thought it was really good.
Oh shit, this is good.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, I like the bourbon praline. I think that's what their original one was.
This has definitely got praline in it. Oh, I'm going back for again. This is so good.
Yeah. I mean, because you can taste the booze. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it's really good.
Okay. I don't really say a lot of stuff about ice cream, but
It's
this
pretty
is
special.
this is solid.
Yeah.
And the fact that you can order this online and have it freeze dried with a dry ice and have it delivered. Oh, man.
Yeah, pretty dang good.
I got their chocolate chunks in there.
Do some burpees after this.
All right. So I'm going in for my fifth and final bite. One more. Oh, that's a big one, too.
Yeah, there's some nice, I don't know what the nougaty candy is in there, but that's pretty good too.
That's so good.
Yeah. They
Now, people are
knocked
going to
it.
say, please don't eat on the air ever.
I know. I'm sure if they're driving, listening, like, this is the most disgusting thing. Ryan slapping his lips, licking his lips.
Oh, man. All right. I got to put that in the freezer. That's so good.
Yeah, that's pretty special.
All right. You heard it here first. First ever food review from Pursuit, by the way.
Yeah, we've done RTDs, but no food.
No food. That's the first one. Shout out. Thank you, New Riff and Graders for sending that. Absolutely delicious.
You want to know the calories?
No, okay. Might as well. Tell me what is it.
So there's 3 servings in this.
And a pint? Okay.
Yep. And each serving has 390 calories.
390?
So there's like 1,170 calories per container.
Yeah, I mean, I'm good for a solid 600 on the calories.
And only 105 grams of sugar.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
So take it with a side of insulin. But it does taste good.
that's solid. All right.
Yeah.
Well, now you know, if you're near this part of the town, go ahead. Stop by Graders.
Yep.
Get yourself some of this new.
Really good.
It is good.
I wonder if they can make an ice cream cake out of it. Because they do it the black raspberry.
You can?
Well, I mean, they do.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm just, that'd be
never
cool
know.
if they did one.
I'm sure for you, Ryan, we'll get it done. Be like, all right, here's your, you're going to be on the toilet all weekend.
Here's
All
this
right.
to the side of Imodium.
Yes. All right. All right. Enough about your lactose intolerance. Let's go ahead and dive in with some bourbon news here. So the first one is that the KDA, the Kentucky Distillers Association, has announced that Left Bank Bourbon, who's located in Jefferson County, is its newest member, and they were founded in 2018, and they create a unique bourbon expression by marrying hand-picked bourbons with custom blended oak staves. Beginning its journey in Kentucky, each barrel ages as it floats down the Ohio and the Mississippi River to New Orleans for bottling. The brand's label also features an alligator horses, I don't know, I guess, but it's a reference to tough, versatile, and resilient Kentuckians hailed as half horse, half alligator, as they helped Andrew Jackson defeat the British in the Battle of New Orleans in 1815, which was a key event in the War of 1812. You can learn more about Left Bank Bourbon at leftbankbourbon.com, or you can visit them at their tasting room on Logan Street Market near downtown Louisville.
Oh, very cool. I think I've heard of that name before, but I'm not sure I've had any of their products. But
We have not had their products. I do recall an email coming through about Left Bank at one point, but they were still relatively new. And to be fair, we get a lot of solicitation from brands that want to come on the show and talk about it, but we try to filter out and bring the best of what we want to have on the show. It just takes some time for brands to build up some of that recognition I hate saying it, but to have that sort of like Bourbon Pursuit stamp of approval, like, okay, like you made it, like it's time to come on the show. We just know that this is what our audience wants and that's what they care about. And we will find those diamonds in the rough every once in a while. But for the most part, it's once we start seeing the uptick, they start getting some momentum, then we start bringing them on the show to kind of really tell their story.
yeah, no doubt. I hope they didn't send any barrels the last 3 weeks down the rivers.
They probably took down the rapids if it was anything.
Got some interesting aging environments.
Yeah, it's sloshed.
And then did the barrels give a high five to the OH Ingram ones on its way down?
Nah, they just hit bumpers on the way down.
Yeah.
Or they
But I guess
touch
in
buoys.
theory, that's the way whiskey used to be transported. And there's the theory that that's how they would do the charred barrels. And by the time it got to New Orleans, they would be, brown in color.
Yes, that's the theory. It does hold true to a bit, but we know that you don't actually have to do that now to make it brown in color.
Nope. You just put it on a boat in the ocean.
You do, yeah. Just look at what Jefferson's did. All right, let's go ahead and keep going here. Nearest Green, they have announced the launch of the 56 Society, which is another exclusive membership club that offers participants a variety of premium perks. The club will include rare bottlings, early access to new releases, curated in-person experiences, and a lot more. One of the top features is members will receive 4 bottles of rare whiskey, including 1 blend that the membership will collaborate with master blender Victoria Edie Butler. The 56th Society was named after the year it was believed that Nearest Green perfected his Lincoln County process of whiskey making. However, when the club was announced, memberships quickly sold out. Memberships opportunities will open up once per year, and the membership will remain limited. Other benefits include free tour tickets to members when they visit Nearest Green Distillery, and they get discounts such as 20% off merchandise in the Welcome Center.
And a Zoom call with Ludacris.
And a Zoom call with Ludacris coming soon to you as well.
Yep.
To be fair, I think that they could probably get Ludacris.
Oh, yeah.
What could you get us?
Oh, nobody.
Nobody. I know. Who's got a banjo that we can just get on there?
Yeah, we can get. Who's your DJ, buddy?
Oh, we got some people coming in.
Yeah.
I won't say anything.
Spill the beans.
Well, yeah, I don't want to put the cart before the horse. Nobody showed up yet. So, but we got a few. I mean, heck, you've rubbed some shoulders with some people.
I'm just hired to help.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
As I say,
I go to these celebrity events, but I'm just like pouring bourbon and drinks. I'm not really like, hey, you want to go sit by the fire and have a drink or go play golf Sunday? But
probably go with the second of that one. If you ask another guy to go sit by the fire and drink, is that a date?
No. You know what I mean? Just like, I wasn't like, I
don't know. Anything can be a date if you really try hard enough.
Yep. I'm just old Ryan Cecil.
Just old Cecil, man.
That's right.
Old Cecil. Well, I'd love to be able to see another club come up. And by the way, speaking of that, P Club, we'll be actually having our first release party coming soon. So if you are part of P Club, you should have gotten that email. And anybody that is getting their bottles shipped to them, those bottles will be leaving this warehouse today, going to DC for final fulfillment. So first one out the door. High five, me and you.
Heck yeah. Sorry it took so long, folks.
It's not that. It's bottling, right? We got everything in nice, new, pretty packaging. And I'm not going to say anything else because more releases and things to talk about later and soon. Soon enough. You'll hear it.
Soon enough.
You're going to... I enjoy it. I think the new shit looks awesome. So
I agree.
Mm-hmm. All right, so here we go. There's 2 different court cases that are coming in, and they both contradict each other. So the first is that a Los Angeles craft distillery is challenging New York State's liquor authority in federal court. The case is titled The Obscure Distillery versus Lily M. Fan. And the Obscure Distillery is a California craft distiller, including rye with American chestnut tree trimmings sourced from New York. Lily M. Fan is the chair of the New York State Liquor Authority since 2023, and she's being sued in her official capacity with the State Liquor Authority. The Obscure Distillery's filing highlights that the restrictions on which out-of-state distilleries can and cannot ship to consumers in New York. In August of 2024, New York Governor Kathy Hochul, signed Senate Bill S2852A, which expands the capacity of the state's small spirits, cider, and mead producers to ship directly to consumers. The law also outlines restrictions on certain out-of-state suppliers, preventing them from shipping directly to New York residents. The Obscure Distillery alleges that because California and New York do not share shipping reciprocity, it cannot obtain an out-of-state direct shipper's license. The filing argues that this prevents it and similar businesses from facing an unconstitutional ban on interstate commerce.
Yeah.
We've seen this story play out.
Yeah, we've seen this.
Because here is the other side. A federal judge has rejected a New York whiskey maker's challenge to a Washington rule that distilleries must have a physical in-state location to sell to the evergreen state consumers online. District Judge Thomas O. Rice said that the Washington State Liquor and Cannabis Board on a summary judgment that the lawsuit brought by Shady Knoll Orchards and Distillery along with 2 consumers. The plaintiffs had argued that the physical present requirement that violates the U.S. Constitution's Commerce Clause by discriminating against out-of-state distilleries engaged in interstate commerce. At issue is the Evergreen States rule that distilleries maintain a physical presence in Washington, available for regulators to inspect, to obtain a license, and that allows the business to act as both a retailer and distributor and sell its products directly to consumers.
So we're back at square one.
We're back. So one's fighting for it. The other already got shot down. I just don't understand why we have such an outpouring of cannabis and legalization across the board, yet we just can't come to the fact that I can't ship a bottle of gin across state lines. I just don't get it.
You can buy a gun too.
Oh, yeah. Let's go. Might as well just ship pills while we're at it, Ryan.
Can do that too.
I know. Well, okay. Well, let's see. What other kind of like regulated substance? I get it. It's tax dollars, and that's what they're after. And you can make bullshit excuses and saying that, oh, it prevents fraud and it prevents, minors from getting it. But the reality is I don't think a bunch of minors are going through and picking out boxes. And as long as you don't put a box that says like, oh, this comes from, whatever massive distillery on it and big printed bold letters, I don't think you're going to go and pick it up. Same thing as I don't think there's really a lot of value in picking up a bunch of Amazon boxes because it's probably a bunch of tampons nowadays. Like you can get anything.
Yeah. I mean, hell, even with my wine clubs, I can't get them to drop off, our shipments. They require me to have an ID. And if I can't do it, then they have to drop it off at, I think Walgreens is where I do it. Yeah, I pick those up. They have to take the ID. They're very strict, like about how they don't just drop it off on your front porch. They make someone physically be present, take your ID, or you have to go to a drop-off location, pick it up, scan your ID.
Yeah. I just wish that the U.S. would get their shit together and
good luck.
Allow this to happen. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to say that we are going to start putting together boxes and doing this. I want it for my buddy Blake, who has to deal with this day in, day out, because it still makes more financial sense for us to outsource the pick, packing, and shipping to somebody who does this on a daily basis than it is for us to make this a core part of our business. But if he's able to lift the blanket and be like, oh, okay, cool, I can go to wherever it is that I want.
There's still a lot of states can't ship to.
Yeah, and it makes it easier on him, not have to deal with it. And then there's already systems in place to collect taxes. Yeah, hopefully it just makes it easier going forward. All right, let's keep going here. Enough of our bitching and moaning that nothing will ever get fixed. Four Branches Bourbon, they are a veteran-owned whiskey brand. You probably heard of them before. They're announcing the appointment of master distiller Gregg Snyder as their strategic advisor to the brand. He will serve in an advisory capacity as master distiller and guide the brand's future limited releases and support innovation while preserving the quality and character that Four Branches was founded on.
All right.
So you probably know him from Chicken Cock and
I do.
Jim Beam and Four
I like those Four Branches guys. I went to Oaks with them several years back with Mark Irwin at BBC, and they were really good dudes.
Yeah.
I really liked what they're doing.
Did they tell you war stories? You didn't ask them?
Well, they weren't all war because it's like four branches. Four different, but yeah, really, yeah. Any of their stories are better than mine because I'm just a lowly podcaster.
Yeah, no. It was like, we don't have anything in the trenches.
Like, yep, I sprayed lawns and then I came and talked and yep, it was a pretty great day.
Pretty great day. I hope, and that's my TED Talk.
That's all right.
Appreciate you sticking with us. That's all for the bourbon news. Stick around. Bourbon release news as usual coming up. And it's bourbon release news time. And the first one is very apropos coming into Derby season. And this is one of our headlines is that the Run for the Roses, coming just soon, is that Larrikin Bourbon Company will release its newest, is called Rosewater Bourbon. So Larrikin's Rosewater Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey is a blend of 5- and 6-year-old barrels, proofed with distillery brewed rosewater, or as they called it in India, gulab jal. I'm guessing that's what it is. It's a fragrant, natural ingredient that has been used in kitchens and celebrations for centuries. At Larrakin, we make our rosewater the old-fashioned way by brewing rose petals and spring water in a 10-gallon pot using oversized petal-stuffed tea bags. Larrakin's founder and distiller Greg Keeley developed a soft spot for rosewater during his many adventures through the Middle East, India, and South Asia. Greg's a classic Larrikin, never afraid to break the mold, and figured, heck, everything's better with bourbon, so why not rosewater? Rosewater Bourbon has a mash bill of 75-21-4, and it's non-chill filtered, bottled by hand. I don't have a proof or a price, but it's over there on the floor. We'll have to get that at a later date.
What what is rosewater? What does that mean?
It's essentially, it's like tea, but with rose petals.
Got it.
And so he cuts.
I didn't know roses had flavor. I don't know. I guess.
I mean, you smell a flower. I would imagine that if you steeped it, it would probably release some of those aromas.
Okay. Well, I'm excited to try it. I need something rosy in my life.
I think it was honestly, this is kind of fun innovation to think that you're going to cut the water with something different. Everybody's doing cask finishes and stuff like this. We should figure out what we're going to steep our water with.
Yeah. Maybe some chamomile tea.
Chamomile tea?
Make you calm.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well,
Give you some zen, calming zen.
see,
This is where we're zen.
there it is. It's instead of just doing, like somehow you blend Zen with this, it's like we're just going to go ahead and just boil Zins in the water. And now you've got your Zen. Wait, that's got to have.
Yeah, you can't do it.
There's going to be an FDA violation there.
Yeah.
So somebody's listening to this, just go ahead and scrap that one. Like that would never happen.
We'll do, let's see. I don't know, Lipton black iced tea.
That'll
or what do they call it? Sun tea, where you.
But that's tea, though, right? I mean, is it still considered water? Because this is considered rose water.
I mean, you just said it was kind of like tea.
It is kind of like tea. Well, okay. I mean, it's technically rose water.
I'll discover different water.
All right, I guess I got to go look up the TTP. Like, what do you actually file this?
I'm just going to do LaCroix, sparkling water.
I mean, it's sparkling bourbon.
That's right.
You can get that today with a little bit of an ale 8 or a ginger ale or something like that.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and put that in a bottle, my friend.
No bad ideas.
No bad ideas. Just ones that aren't going to sell. The next one is that Ducks Unlimited and the World Whiskey Society have teamed up for 2 limited edition releases. First is a 10-year-old Kentucky bourbon, and the second is Ryan, his favorite. It's an American single malt, with a portion of the proceeds going to support Ducks Unlimited's work to conserve waterfowl and wetlands. The cask strength bourbon arrives in a polished burlwood-shaped box to resemble a shotgun stock, with an intricate filigree engraved metallic inlay and trigger guard designed by the English gun engraver William V. Wilde. If you pull the trigger, it opens the box to reveal a golden accented bottle with a hunting dog and a waterfowl insignia, plus a topper shaped like a mallard taking flight.
Whoa.
Yes.
Sounds ornate.
That's priced at $300. Then you have the other one. It's a single malt. This one's distilled in Oklahoma, and this whiskey comes in a red fluted glass container with an engraved copper-colored cap resembling a giant translucent shotgun shell. It's limited around 4,000 bottles for the bourbon, 6,000 for the single malt. Also, the single malt's $120. Both releases are available to order through the World Whiskey Society website as well as select retailers nationwide. I mean, these guys do packaging to the nines.
I mean,
what it took for us to get a simple bottle shape done was almost a year. How long do you think they go through packaging design for this sort of stuff? Because it's
3 months, because they don't have you making it.
I mean, I just look at this. I'm like, the fact that you pulled a trigger and the box opens to reveal stuff, it's just like insane. Like they've got to have some sort of efficiency going together to, like, somebody's got to be thinking about packaging design all the time. And they're just limited runs. It's not like this is ever going to be there again.
I know. Yeah, they have some crazy ornate packaging. It really blows my mind that people care about that stuff, but hey, there's a market for everything. Kudos to them for figuring that out.
Actually, absolutely.
I never actually single malt from Oklahoma. Haven't heard that before. So.
No, me neither. You ever been duck hunting before?
I have. It's one of my favorite things to do. It's fun.
How come we've never talked about it then? If it's your favorite thing,
I mean, I enjoy doing that. That's hyperbole.
Okay.
I enjoy it very much. I don't get to go very often. It's probably been 7 or 8 years since I've gone, but like deer hunting, I can't stand, because it's like you're in a stand, it's cold, it's early in the morning, and you can't move. You can't move.
You got to smell like deer piss.
You got to smell like deer piss. But like duck hunting's like you're moving around, you're walking, you got dogs going, chasing, and then you're like, I don't know. It's a lot of action.
They're coming right for us.
To the left.
That actually sounds kind of fun.
It is fun.
I only know that from my Nintendo days of duck hunting. That's as much duck hunting as I ever did.
Yeah.
It sounds fun.
But it is fun. Well, if you want to go, we'll go sometime.
Let's start off first by golfing together.
Yeah,
see how
that's
that goes.
right. We are golfing for the first time together Monday.
That'll happen on Monday. We'll have another fun story to talk about.
Need somebody to record that.
we do need a film crew for that.
I know.
Are we going to bring bourbon with us?
Oh, well, yeah.
Okay.
We're serving it at the scramble.
Well, I know, but I mean, I'm just thinking, like, how much do we need to be packing in the cart?
Oh, at least a bottle.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if this is like just like a hangout, fun round of golf, or if we're like golfing.
Oh, we're golfing.
Okay.
Man.
All right.
We're not good enough to.
Just making sure, because
Yeah.
I've always had this way of like, well, I'll just go ahead and try my best for the first few holes, and then
Just get hammered.
yeah, then I just need to find my equilibrium after that.
Yeah. We'll bring all, Owensboro Country Club, they call me the pharmacist because I have all kinds of tricks in my bag. Like,
I like it. Give me a prescription, Dr. Ryan.
that's right.
So another story here is that Kentucky Senator Bourbon is unveiled its 6th small batch Kentucky straight bourbon release, and this is called the John Edwards release, named after John Edwards, which is Kentucky's second ever U.S. Senator and a resident of Bourbon County. This bourbon is 7.5 years old, 107 proof, 2,000 bottles at the release, and it's $120.
All right. Go
Cool.
Senators.
Go Senators. Go Senators. And our last story here is that BHAKTA Spirits announced the launch of BHAKTA 2011 Bourbon. And this is the 3rd edition of the brand's annual single vintage bourbon series. And this year's expression is the oldest and most intricately finished vintage yet, presented through the perennial offering. Only 11 barrels will be released. It's distilled in Tennessee. And this 2011 bourbon underwent a complex cask finishing process with the BHAKTA Griswold Spirits Library of the brand's college campus and headquarters in Vermont, which saw the powerful, punchy bourbon graduate through a range of single vintage Armagnac casks that were curated from the libraries of 1970s and 1980s verticals. It's bottled at 111 proof, offered at 12 years, 10 months of age. It says it's an unusual distillation of an 84% corn, 8% rye, 8% malted barley, and it will sell for an SRP of $150.
Unusual.
It says unusual. It's so rare.
That usually is not a good thing. Distillation runs when it's unusual.
It's so unusual. Yeah. It's kind of nasty. It's nasty with an I. It's nisty.
Yep. It is funny you're seeing like these high-aged Dickles making a comeback.
We talked about that the other day.
Yeah.
There's actually quite some available on the open market. We've got a 20-year sitting in inventory. I'm excited to try it. We haven't tried it in a couple of years now.
Yeah, it's been 4 or 5 since I pulled a sample. So hopefully there's something in that damn thing.
Barrel. Yeah, whenever we pull barrels from Bardstown next, we should just go ahead and pull these out of inventory and be like, let's just go ahead and run with them now. That is it, my friend. That's this week in bourbon. Another solid one. First ever food review. 1 bite of Grater's. It was delicious.
Yep.
All right.
Got to get that ice cream.
I had 8 bites.
You did.
I'm probably going to.
You had about 400 calories worth.
This is going to be the fact that we have
a couple 6 of them.
A couple more downstairs is good. It's bad news because I got a sweet tooth.
That's gonna be your lunch from now on. Instead of trail mix, it's gonna
just be like, oh,
Grater's.
Yeah, no, I'll have to put in my call.
Be like Grater's, fat bastard.
I eat because I'm unhappy, and I'm happy because I eat.
Yep.
That's the way it is. All right, cheers, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Toodles.